I want to know what movie's coming out. Mommy, Daddy, what movie's coming out? I don't know. How did you find out how movies were coming out when you were a little kid? People always ask me. Well, I went on my phone, of course, and I just Google searched. No, we didn't have phones. We had magazines. And that's what we're going to be talking about on today's episode. Magazines. There were 3 ways of finding out exactly what was going to be coming out in theaters when I was growing up. Number 1. Remember these? We were talking about them? Magazines. I would go to my Blockbuster and they'd have the magazine rack and I would pick up magazines just like this and I would be fascinated. I would read it from cover to back multiple times, just figuring out how movies were made and, more importantly, what movies were going to be coming out. Method 2 of finding out what movie's going to be coming out in the near distant future was the movie poster. You'd go to the local movie theater and you would see posters for upcoming movies. And I would love just walking around the theater and finding out what the fuck is going to be coming out. And it wasn't just in the movie theaters. I remember going to arcades or just walking around town, seeing a bus stop would have a movie poster on it. And then your imagination would be swirling if it was based on an existing property. Like, oh my God, they're making a Mortal Kombat movie? This is fucking awesome. Or if it was just an actual poster for a movie that didn't have a pre-existing property and you're just looking at it, what is this movie going to be about? Is this something I'm going to want to see? That is method 2 of how you found out exactly what movies were coming out. Method number 3, and this is the best method of all time, and I wish I could go back to this time in my life when you were surprised from movie trailers. Nowadays, you go on the internet, you go on Twitter, you find out exactly what's coming out, when it's coming out, and you even know when the trailer is going to be dropped. But when I was a kid, you'd put on a VHS tape, and they'd have this.
Coming soon to theaters.
And you were surprised, and you were talking with your family and your friends, like, oh, I gotta see that one. And then going to the theater and watching these new trailers for the first time in front of a large audience. I remember seeing the trailer for Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man movie, with a packed, sold-out showing of Rat Race. And I just remember the audience being shocked, like, oh my God, they're making a superhero movie again, because we haven't had one of those in a while. Now we have 73 of them every single year. And I remember being excited, like, okay, now I like superheroes. Now maybe everyone's going to like superheroes. And those were just 3 of the ways that I found out what movies were coming out. I'm sure other people have other ways of how they figured it out. Comment down below. I'd love to find out what you guys, how did you find out what movies what movies, you know, was you was gonna see. And then subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the channel, give me a subscription, adopt me, buy me a doggy, take me for a walk, drive me to the beach, play frisbee with me, get me a Nerf gun, buy me some bubble gum. And we could be friends. You like that, right? You want to be my friend, right? I can show you all the movies. Oh, I got a whole bunch of movies. Yeah, you want to come over? We can watch all of them. I'll show you other ways how we go. Yeah, I'll show you other ways of how we used to find out how movies was coming out. Come on.